Okay, this time, mathematical way of solving the resultant vector are. Suppose we have d1 displacement 6 meters east, then d2 is 8 meters north. So find for the resultant vector r. So let us first use the head to tail method, okay, and apply mathematical method. So that is d1. Okay, so let us find for d1 plus d2. Okay, so again, draw first d1, that is 6 meters east. Okay, so 6 meters east. This is our d1. Next, connect vector d2 or displacement 2 to the head of the first vector. So that is 8 meters north. Okay, so this is d2. Okay, then this time, if you're going to draw the resultant vector, draw a line connecting from the last or from the head of the last vector to the tail of the first vector. Okay, so this time, as you have noticed, this forms a right triangle. Okay, so this is our r, or d1 plus d2. Okay, so since this polygon forms a right triangle, so therefore Pythagorean theorem is applicable in solving this kind of polygon. Okay, so let's recall Pythagorean theorem. It says that the square of the longest side, the hypotenuse c, is equal to the square of the altitude and the square of the base. Okay, so again, since this is a right triangle, so therefore we can express this as the longest side r squared. Okay, r squared is equal to d1 squared plus d2 squared. Okay, next we can now find for the magnitude of r using Pythagorean theorem. So let us do now. So we have d1 is 6 meters quantity squared plus 8 meters quantity squared, and this is r squared. Okay, so therefore the resultant vector r is now equal to the square root of, okay, 6 meters times 6 meters is 36 meters squared plus 8 meters times 8 meters is 64 meters squared. So we have now, okay, so we have now the square root of 36 plus 64, we have 100. 100 meters squared. So 100 is perfect square, the same as the m squared. So let us extract. So this is now 10. What? Square root of 100 is 10. Square root of m squared is m. So the resultant, the magnitude of r is now equal to 10 meters. Next, how about the direction? So the direction, it's either be this one or this angle here. Okay, again, north of east with respect to x-axis or east, and this is east of north with respect to north. Okay, so for the direction, so since this satisfies the Pythagorean theorem, so therefore we can use the three common trigonometric functions, where these three common trigonometric functions can be defined by the sides or through the sides of this right triangle. Okay, So we have the sine function, sine theta, we have the cosine theta, then we have the tangent theta, or SOHCAHTOA. Okay? So you're familiar with the what we know as SOHCAHTOA. So stands for sine. Sine function or sine theta is equal to opposite side divided by the hypotenuse side or the longest side, C. Cosine, ka, adjacent side divided by the hypotenuse. Then tangent, toa, opposite side divided by the adjacent side. So we can now use any of these three. Okay? It can be any of the three since the longest sides C or R is already known, and that is equal to 10. So it's either sine, cosine, or tangent. So let us use sine function. Okay? So sine theta is equal to opposite side, this is the angle theta, opposite side of this angle or vertex theta, opposite side is equal to 8 meters. So 8 meters divided by the hypotenuse or the longest side, and that is our R. Okay, this one. Our R is now equal to 10 meters. Okay, so therefore, opposite side, which is 8, then the longest side or the hypotenuse is 10. So 8 meters divided by 10 meters. Okay, next cancel m and n. So we have sine theta is equal to 8 divided by 10 is 0.8. Okay, next divide both sides by the sine function in order for us to solve for theta. Okay, so cancel. So theta is now equal to, this expression can be written as 1 over sine multiplied by 0.8. But 1 over sine in the law of exponent can be written as sine raised to negative 1, or the inverse function of sine. Again, 1 over sine is also equal to sine raised to negative 1, or the inverse function of sine of 0.8. Okay? Then using your scientific calculator, okay? So you have here the scientific example of scientific calculator. So using your scientific calculator, you're going to press shift sine, then 0.8. Okay? And of course, that is, so using this shift sine of 0.8, okay, is 53.13. Okay, so therefore this is 53.13 degrees. Okay, so our answer here, this is now 53.13 degrees. So our R, magnitude, this is the magnitude, then the direction is 53.13 degrees north of east. Okay, or 10 meters. So 90 minus 53.13 is a 36.87. Okay, can you check if it is 90? 3 plus 7, 10. Okay, 1, so 10 carry 1, so 10 ulit, carry 1, so we have 90. So 36.87 degrees east of north. Okay, that is if the resulting polygon will form a right triangle. Okay,